Okay, looking at the history of Israel again, part 5, and it covers from Solomon to 536 BC. Excuse me. David's son, Solomon, was promised that he would be the one to build the temple, and he would be also chastised for disobedience. But the throne would not be taken from him, even though he had taken 1,000 wives and built temples to false gods, according to 2 Samuel chapter 7, verses 8 through 16. So after Solomon's death, his son Rehoboam becomes king, and under Rehoboam's leadership, 10 of the tribes rebel. Another son of Solomon, Jeroboam, returned from exile, and he became the first king of the northern 10 tribes of the nation of Israel. The remaining 2 southern tribes were called Judah. As time passed, several members of each of the 10 northern tribes came back to live in the kingdom of Judah. The kingdom of Judah split from the larger kingdom of Israel, and Jerusalem then became the capital of the kingdom of Judah. The kingdom of Israel, the northern kingdom, located its capital at Shechem in Samaria. And so after Solomon's death, his son Rehoboam becomes king. Under Rehoboam's leadership, 10 of the tribes rebel. And another son of Solomon, Jeroboam, returned from exile. He became the first king of the northern 10 tribes of the nation of Israel. And the remaining 2 tribes, southern tribes, were called Judah. As time passed, several members of each of the 10 northern tribes went back to live in the kingdom of Judah. Jeroboam established a new capital and set up 2 golden calves for the people to worship. And of the 19 kings who reigned over Israel, none were called good because of the wickedness and idolatry of the northern tribe of Israel. God sends them into Assyrian captivity in 722 BC. So the Assyrians took the city of Samaria, and they took away 27,280 of the chief inhabitants and priests into captivity. And these people were replaced with people from several different countries, and this was the beginning of the Samaritans, and the people never returned as a nation. So about 100 years later, the tribe of Judah also has had 19 kings, all from the family of David. Some of these kings are good, but then the people did not listen to the prophets that were sent by God. They were the fate. They seen the fate of the northern tribes, but they didn't learn from it. So the people became wicked in 606 BC. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon carries the first captives from Judah to Babylon. Daniel and 3 of his friends are in this group of captives. Daniel chapter 1, verses 1 through 6. Then in 598 BC, another group is taken, and Ezekiel is among them. More were taken captives in 586 BC when Jerusalem was taken, and all but the poor are taken to Babylon. And in about 536 BC, some of the Jews are allowed to return to Jerusalem and rebuild it. Jeremiah had prophesied that the Jews would return to Jerusalem to rebuild it. The cause is not taken up through Cyrus, king of Israel, or king of Persia, rather. And that's in Ezra chapter 1, verses 2 through 3. Zerubbabel, a prince of the house of David, takes a group back to Jerusalem. Only a few went with him. They built the altar and laid the foundation of the temple, but work stopped when they are opposed, according to Ezra chapter 4, verses 4 through 5. Nehemiah was later allowed by Artaxerxes to complete the wall and issued a decree in 455 BC, according to Nehemiah chapter 2, verses 5 through 6. The completing of the wall is important since it was David's prophecy of 77s, and that begins in Daniel chapter 9, verses 25 through 27. The prophet Malachi prophesies of the coming of John the Baptist and the second coming of Christ in Malachi chapter 3, verse 1, either during or shortly after the rule of Nehemiah. In 332 BC, Alexander the Great defeated the Persian Empire and conquered Judea. The Maccabees revolted against the Greeks in 142 BC, and Judea was once again an independent Jewish state. So the Romans conquered the Greek Empire in 63 BC, and including Judea. Herod the Great was placed over the Judean province. And so thank you for listening.